The Chargers is a good over, though. You never want to say that going into any given year, but Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers and Herbert at 8.5 is a good over. I don't know,
bro. Like I've drank the Chargers Kool-Aid for like 3 consecutive years now, and they just consistently.
Well, it's not Jim Harbaugh, though. Jim Harbaugh.
I will say it is an immovable force and an unstoppable object.
I hear you there, and I was excited about the Harbaugh hire, and then he hired Greg Roman. And that makes
that's always good. He's won 13, 11, like 12 games with Greg Roman.
No, Chase. I will say this: the Greg Roman stick is so old at this point.
He got there and immediately hired his buddy, and that completely turned me off to them.
I don't know.
He hired Jesse Minter, who was also his buddy.
By the way,
okay, Jesse Minter was very successful coaching Michigan's defense. Greg Roman has failed at the last 2 spots that he's been at.
I don't know if he's failed.
Who's the Ravens running back that's just coming off injury?
Gus Edwards.
Yeah. No,
that's J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins.
Are they going to hire? Or are they going to sign J.K. Dobbins now?
No. What they're going to do is they already signed Gus Edwards. They're going to draft. I don't think it's going to be Braylon Allen, but you know what? I'll pop Chase. They're going to draft Jalen Wright.
Let's go.
Jalen Wright and Gus Edwards would be a very cool 1-2.
Thunder and Lightning.
I think. Look, it's Greg Roman is not a great passing game designer, but he can draw the hell out of some run game.
Well,
why pass the ball when you have Justin Herbert?
Remember, and I say this now, the starting tight end for the Chargers will have better stats than George Kittle next year. Doesn't matter who he is.
Oh, it's going to be great when it's Brock Bowers.
Whoever the number 1 tight end on the Chargers is will have more targets than George Kittle. Guaranteed.
I've already fully expressed my feelings about the Chargers in a column for USA Today, and I said basically the same thing I'm about to say now. And like, I love the Jim Harbaugh hire. He hired Greg Roman, who, again, if this was a situation where the Chargers had a mobile quarterback and it made sense, then sure, do the stuff that you did with Kaepernick, do the stuff you did with Lamar. You probably have some success with it for a couple years. What you have Justin Herbert, who is one of the 5 best throwers of the football in the NFL, and you bring in a run-first offensive coordinator for whatever reason, and right now doesn't have a number 1 receiver on his roster. Like Josh Palmer is his number 1 receiver with Quentin Johnson. I don't know, man. I don't. There's still a ton to fix on the defensive side, but I don't believe in the Chargers whatsoever. I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid again, man. Not doing it.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here for a little bit, and I can't believe I'm defending Greg Roman here. But the run design is going to be great. I think the biggest thing with Justin Herbert and on the Chargers has been we need to get Justin Herbert some help. The best way to help a quarterback is a run game. You help him with a run game. Especially when you can get into bigger personnel and allow Justin Herbert to not to stop being a pinpoint precision thrower underneath, which he can do, but it's also let Justin Herbert throw the ball downfield. You let him throw downfield off of play action. Let him get vertical. I think if they stay at 5, they're going to draft a receiver. I think it's just too obvious, especially if Minnesota trades up to 4 to take J.J. McCarthy, and
then Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to fall in their lap.
Then you just write that in Sharpie and you forget about it. And then we have Justin Herbert throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr.
and all's well.
And everybody's just an idiot for letting that happen.